and girls, I'm going to read you the story called Baloney. And this little Martian is Henry P. Baloney. And you're going to use the context clues in the book to figure out the unknown or kind of silly words. And later on, we're going to have an opportunity to work with those silly words. Last Tuesday morning at 8:37 a.m., Henry P. Baloney was finally late for class, once too often. "That's it," said Miss Bugs Scuffle. "Permanent lifelong detention, unless you have one very good and very believable excuse." "Well, I would have been exactly on time," said Henry, "but I misplaced my trusty Zimulus. Then, found it on my deskie, but someone had put my deskie in a taraku. The taraku drove me right here to Skoola, but then it drove right past. I grabbed my Zimulus and jumped out, but I jumped smack in the middle of a Razzo launch pad." I bet you've heard some words you're unsure of, but I wonder if you're using the context clues and the pictures in the book to help you understand what those kind of silly words or unknown words could be. "I used my Zimulus to pop open the escape porto, but it turned out to be a porto into the next Razzo. Blasting off. I jammed the Razzo controls with my Zimulus so I could land behind Schoolzola and still be on time. But I jammed the wrong Batuna and then ended up on the planet Astrozus. I entertained the Astro guys with my very funny Pixass, but they decided my Pixass and I would be entertaining to eat. I changed their minds with G.I. drams and calculations. So fantastic. They crowned me Kung in gas of the whole planet. But I forgot the Astrozus word for thank you. And I accidentally used the word for doof brain. I foiled their plan to disintegrate me by plugging their blassa with my Zimulus. But they made a new plan to send me back in a sighing flosser to fricassee our Skoola. I erased the sighing flosser fricassee instructions, but I also erased the sighing flosser porto lock and fell out. I dropped like a Yak. I was only there 3 seconds. I was 3 seconds away from Zepperplanzen, all over the sleep platus. Not even my trusty Zimulus could save me. "So what did you do?" said Miss Bugscuffle. "How could you possibly save yourself?" I suddenly remembered that falling bodies obey the law of gravity. And I haven't learned the law of gravity yet. So I stopped and came to Schoolza, all of which made me exactly 7 minutes late. This emu. "Henry P. Baloney," said Miss Bugscuffle. "That is unbelievable. But today's assignment is to compose a tall tale. So why don't you sit down and get started writing?" I I'd love to, said Henry, but I seemed to have misplaced my zimulus. I wonder what a zimulus is. Boys and girls, it says, afterward, this transmission was received directly from deep space. Once the signals were decoded, it became clear that this was a story about a life form similar to many Earthlings. Even more amazing was the discovery that the story is written in a combination of many different Earth languages, including Latin, Swahili, Finnish, Spanish, Polish. Who knows why? Boys and girls, you're going to be a decoder, and you're going to use context clues to help you decode some of these strange words that may be in another language from somewhere around the world. At the end of the lesson today, you're going to see a list that looks like this, and you can take a peek at some of the places that these strange languages came from. And Mrs. Amador isn't even exactly sure she pronounced them all exactly correct. So you use your context clues to figure that out.